Today, we're diving into the world of positive thinking and exploring how it can transform our lives for the better. Positive thinking isn't just about wearing rose-colored glasses. It's about changing your mindset to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Let's start with understanding what positive thinking is all about. Positive thinking involves focusing on the good aspects of any situation, even when things aren't going perfectly smooth. It means looking at setbacks not as failures, but as lessons to learn from and grow stronger. This attitude can boost your confidence and resilience, making it easier to tackle high-ticket challenges with a clear head and a positive outlook. Now, let's talk about how you can incorporate positive thinking into your daily life. One way is by practicing gratitude regularly. Each morning or evening, jot down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be something as simple as waking up healthy or enjoying a good cup of coffee. This habit helps train your mind to seek out the positives and appreciate them. Another key aspect is reframing negative thoughts into positive ones. For instance, instead of worrying that you might fail a project, tell yourself that you're learning valuable skills and gaining experience with every step forward. This subtle shift in perspective can dramatically change how you approach tasks and challenges. Lastly, surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who uplift you and share your passion for growth and improvement. Engage in activities that bring joy and satisfaction into your life, whether it's through hobbies or social connections. A positive environment nurtures a positive mindset. In summary, positive thinking is about adopting an attitude of gratitude, reframing negative thoughts, and cultivating uplifting relationships and experiences. It's not just about smiling more, but genuinely believing in the power of positivity to shape your reality. So why not give it a try? Start small by practicing 1 or 2 habits this week and see how they can transform your outlook on life. Let's dive into why having a positive attitude is so beneficial for us in our daily lives and careers. First off, let's talk about how a positive mindset can actually improve your health. It's not just mental, there are physical benefits too. People with optimistic outlooks tend to have stronger immune systems, lower blood pressure, and even live longer. So it's like giving yourself a healthy dose of positivity every day. Another big perk is that when you're upbeat, people gravitate towards you more easily. Think about it. Who wouldn't want to be around someone cheerful instead of someone gloomy? This can lead to better relationships at work or in your personal life. Plus, colleagues and friends are more likely to seek out your advice or support because they see you as a positive influence. Now, let's not forget how positivity affects our productivity. When we're optimistic about tackling challenges, we approach them with enthusiasm rather than dread. This can make problem-solving easier and actually boost creativity too. It's like having an extra spring in your step that helps you breeze through tough tasks. Moreover, maintaining a positive attitude is great for career advancement. Employers love employees who are proactive and resilient. These traits often come naturally when you have a sunny outlook on life. So, even if things get rough at work, seeing the silver lining can help you stand out as someone who can handle anything thrown their way. Finally, let's consider how positive thinking enhances personal growth. It encourages us to take risks and pursue new opportunities without fear of failure. This adventurous mindset can lead to discovering hidden talents or skills that might have otherwise remained undiscovered. So there, you have it. Having a positive attitude isn't just about smiling more often. It's about embracing life's challenges with optimism, fostering better relationships, boosting productivity, advancing in your career, and promoting personal growth. It sounds like something worth nurturing every day. That wraps up our discussion on the benefits of maintaining a positive outlook. Remember, cultivating positivity takes effort, but can have lasting impacts on all areas of your life. Today, we're going to dive into an exciting topic that will change how you look at your learning journey: fixed vs growth mindsets. Imagine your mind as a garden. It can either be full of beautiful flowers or just weeds, depending on the mindset you adopt. Let's start by understanding what these two mindsets are all about. A fixed mindset is like thinking your abilities and intelligence are set in stone. You believe talent alone brings success without effort, so challenges might feel scary because they could expose weaknesses. On the other hand, a growth mindset sees abilities as something that can be developed through dedication and hard work. This view encourages embracing learning opportunities, even if it means making mistakes along the way. Now, let's explore some examples to see these mindsets in action. Picture a student who gets frustrated when they don't understand math problems right away and thinks, "I'm just not good at math." That's a fixed mindset talking. Compare that with another student who says, "Math is tough, but I can learn it if I keep practicing." This shows a growth mindset at work. It's important to note that both mindsets play roles in our lives, and we all have moments where one might dominate over the other. The key is recognizing which mindset you're in and making an effort to shift towards growth whenever possible. So how can you do this? Firstly, embrace challenges as opportunities for learning rather than threats. Secondly, see effort as a positive thing. It's through hard work that skills improve. Lastly, learn from criticism and view feedback as helpful rather than judgmental. By adopting these strategies, you'll start seeing growth in your abilities, making the impossible possible. Remember, every mistake is just another chance to learn something new. In conclusion, understanding fixed vs growth mindsets can significantly impact how we approach learning and challenges. By embracing a growth mindset, you open doors to endless possibilities for improvement and success. So go ahead, challenge yourself today knowing that with effort and dedication, anything is possible. All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic, shifting from negative to positive mindset. Imagine waking up every morning with excitement instead of dread. That's what we're aiming for here. First off, why bother changing your mindset? Well, it turns out that our thoughts have a direct impact on how we feel and behave. If you constantly think negatively, chances are you'll end up feeling negative more often than not. It's like carrying around a heavy backpack all day long. But if you can flip that switch to positive thinking, suddenly those burdens start to feel lighter. So, how do we make this shift? One way is by practicing gratitude. Start each morning by listing 3 things you're thankful for. This could be as simple as having warm coffee or getting a good night's sleep. Focusing on the positives trains your brain to look for them more frequently throughout the day. Another technique is reframing negative thoughts. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask yourself how it can go right next time. For instance, if you missed a meeting, instead of saying "I'm so bad at keeping track of appointments," try thinking that was a reminder to set up calendar alerts. See the difference? It's also helpful to surround yourself with positive influences. Spend more time with people who uplift and inspire you rather than those who bring you down. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset too, so make sure it's filled with things that make you happy. Lastly, take action towards your goals, even if they seem daunting at first. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's all about consistency and persistence. So there you have it. Start practicing gratitude, reframe negative thoughts, surround yourself with positivity, and keep taking action towards your goals. With time, this will become second nature, and you'll find yourself naturally shifting from that negative mindset to a more positive one. Thank you for joining me today. Let's make the most of our mental energy by choosing positivity every step of the way. All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic, turning obstacles into opportunities. It's pretty common to face challenges in life, but what separates successful people from others is their ability to see those hurdles not just as problems, but as chances to grow and learn. Let's start with the basics. Whenever you encounter an obstacle, your first reaction might be frustration or disappointment. However, a more productive approach is to view it as an opportunity for development. For example, if you're working on a project and run into a technical difficulty, instead of getting stressed about it, consider it as a chance to learn something new. Here's how you can do that. First, embrace the challenge by acknowledging its existence without letting it overwhelm you. Then, break down the problem into smaller parts to understand each component better. This way, you're not facing an enormous obstacle, but tackling manageable pieces of it. Next, seek help when needed. Don't hesitate to reach out to colleagues, mentors, or experts who can provide valuable insights and guidance. Collaboration is key in overcoming challenges and often brings about unexpected solutions. Once you've addressed the immediate issue, reflect on what you learned from the experience. This reflection helps you gain deeper understanding and builds resilience for future obstacles. For instance, if a team project faced delays due to miscommunication, learning how to improve communication channels can prevent similar issues in the future. Remember, every obstacle presents an opportunity for growth. By turning these challenges into learning experiences, you not only solve immediate problems, but also develop valuable skills that benefit your long-term success. In conclusion, transforming obstacles into opportunities requires a mindset shift and some strategic steps like embracing the challenge, breaking it down, seeking help, and reflecting on what was learned. With this approach, every difficulty becomes a stepping stone towards achieving greater heights in both personal and professional life. Today, we're going to talk about some practical techniques for handling stress and anxiety. First off, let's start by understanding what causes these feelings. It could be anything from work pressures to personal issues, but regardless of the source, managing them effectively is key. One technique that works wonders is mindfulness meditation. By focusing on your breath and being present in the moment, you can reduce racing thoughts and calm down. It doesn't have to take long either. Even just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference. Another powerful tool is exercise. Physical activity helps release endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. Whether it's going for a walk or hitting the gym, moving your body really does help clear your head and lower stress levels. Journaling is also incredibly effective. Putting pen to paper and writing down your thoughts can be therapeutic and give you clarity on what's bothering you. It helps you see things from a different perspective too. Don't forget about deep breathing exercises either. Taking slow, deep breaths activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes calmness and relaxation. Just breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for another 4, then exhale slowly over 4 counts. Repeat this process several times to feel more relaxed. Lastly, talking things through with someone you trust can be incredibly beneficial. Whether that's a friend, family member, or professional counselor, sharing your worries and receiving support helps lighten the load significantly. So there you have it: mindfulness meditation, exercise, journaling, deep breathing, and seeking social support are all great ways to manage stress and anxiety. Try incorporating one or more of these techniques into your daily routine and see how they help improve your mental well-being. All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic about cultivating an unshakable attitude. Imagine walking into any situation with confidence and resilience, no matter what challenges come your way. That's exactly what we're aiming for here. First off, why is having this kind of attitude so important? Well, think about it. When you face difficulties or setbacks, if your attitude is strong and unwavering, you'll bounce back faster than someone who easily gets discouraged. It's like the difference between riding a bike with solid wheels versus one that keeps wobbling. Now, how do we build this unshakable attitude? Let's break it down into 3 key steps. First, develop self-awareness. Take time to understand your emotions and reactions. Why do you react a certain way in tough situations? Once you know yourself better, you can start managing those responses more effectively. Second, embrace failure as part of the learning process. When things don't go as planned, instead of seeing it as a disaster, view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Each setback is just another step towards success. Lastly, cultivate resilience by focusing on what's within your control. You can't always predict or prevent challenges, but you can control how you respond to them. Keep reminding yourself that every difficulty is temporary and that you have the strength to push through it. To make this attitude truly unshakable, practice these steps consistently. Think about times when you faced adversity and reflect on your responses. How could you improve? What did you learn from those experiences? Remember, building an unshakable attitude isn't something that happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and dedication. But once you have it, you'll find yourself better equipped to handle whatever life throws at you. So there you have it, 3 key steps to cultivating an unshakable attitude: self-awareness, embracing failure as learning, and focusing on resilience. Take these lessons with you wherever you go today and see how they help you navigate through any situation with confidence and strength. That's all for now, everyone. Thanks for joining me. All right, everyone. Let's dive into today's lesson on how to bounce back from setbacks. We all face challenges and disappointments at some point in our lives or careers, but what separates those who succeed is their ability to recover quickly and move forward. So how do we turn these bumps in the road into opportunities for growth? First off, let's talk about acknowledging your feelings. It's important not to suppress emotions when setbacks hit, because doing so can prolong the recovery process. Take a moment to recognize what you're feeling, whether it's frustration, sadness, or disappointment, and allow yourself to experience those emotions fully before moving on. Next up is reframing the setback into an opportunity for learning. When facing difficulties, try to view them as chances to gain new insights or develop skills that will help you in the future. For example, if a project didn't go as planned, ask yourself what lessons can be learned from it and how those can benefit your next endeavor. Another key strategy is seeking support from others. Reaching out to friends, family, colleagues, or mentors for advice and encouragement can provide valuable perspectives and boost morale. Remember that even the most successful people need a helping hand sometimes. Setting realistic goals and timelines for overcoming setbacks is also crucial. Break down larger challenges into smaller, manageable tasks with achievable deadlines. This approach not only makes progress feel more tangible, but also helps maintain motivation along the way. Lastly, don't forget to take care of yourself physically and mentally during tough times. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising regularly, and engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation into your life. Self-care plays a vital role in resilience and overall well-being. In summary, bouncing back from setbacks involves acknowledging emotions, reframing challenges as learning opportunities, seeking support, setting realistic goals, and practicing self-care. By implementing these strategies, you can transform obstacles into stepping stones for success. Today, we're going to dive into something really interesting: the science behind gratitude and happiness. Now, you might be thinking, gratitude? Really? But trust me, there's more to it than just saying thank you. Let's start with the basics. Gratitude is a thankful appreciation for what we receive from others or life itself. It's not just about being polite. It's actually about cultivating a positive outlook on life. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. One fascinating study tracked participants over 6 weeks, where they wrote down things they were grateful for each day. At the end of the period, these folks felt significantly happier compared to those who didn't keep a gratitude journal. This suggests that simply focusing on positive aspects can boost our mood pretty quickly. But why does this happen? Well, it all comes down to brain chemistry and neural pathways. When we experience gratitude, our brains release dopamine and serotonin neurotransmitters associated with happiness and well-being. Over time, practicing gratitude strengthens these neural connections, making us more likely to feel happy in the future. Another aspect is social bonding. Gratitude enhances empathy and reduces aggressive responses. This means that when you're feeling grateful, you're not only benefiting yourself, but also improving your relationships with others. It's a win-win situation. So how can we incorporate gratitude into our daily lives? Start small by noticing one thing each day that you're thankful for, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun or the kindness of a stranger. Write these things down in a journal or share them with friends and family. Remember, cultivating gratitude isn't about ignoring problems, but rather acknowledging positive aspects amidst challenges. It helps shift our focus from what we lack to appreciating what we have. In conclusion, gratitude is like a superpower that can boost your happiness levels and improve your overall well-being. By practicing gratitude regularly, you're not only improving yourself, but also positively impacting those around you. So go ahead, start counting your blessings today. All right, everyone, let's dive into today's topic: daily practices for increasing your gratitude. We all know that gratitude can transform our lives by bringing more joy and positivity into our days. But how do we make sure to cultivate this feeling regularly? Well, it starts with incorporating simple practices into your daily routine. First up is keeping a gratitude journal. Spend a few minutes each morning or evening jotting down 3 things you're thankful for that day. This could be as small as enjoying a cup of coffee or appreciating someone's kindness. Writing these moments down helps us focus on the positive aspects of our lives, no matter how busy they may seem. Next, why not start your day with an intentional act? That might mean sending a thank you message to someone who made your life easier yesterday, or simply reflecting on what you're grateful for while drinking your morning coffee. These small gestures can set a positive tone for the rest of your day and remind you to look out for the good things happening around you. Another effective practice is engaging in gratitude meditation. Spend 5 to 10 minutes focusing solely on the things you appreciate, letting those feelings wash over you. This mindfulness helps ground us in the present moment and shifts our attention away from worries or stressors towards appreciation. Lastly, don't forget to express your gratitude verbally. Take a few moments throughout your day to compliment someone or acknowledge their efforts. These simple acts of recognition can boost morale and create a more positive environment for everyone around you. By integrating these practices into your daily routine, you'll find yourself increasingly looking at the world through thankful eyes. Remember, gratitude is not just about big events, it's about noticing and valuing the small things that make each day special. Today, we're going to talk about why failures are important for growth and how they shape us into better versions of ourselves. Failures might seem daunting at first glance, but they play a crucial role in our development. When you fail, it's not the end. Instead, think of it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Imagine you're trying to climb a high-ticket mountain. Every step up presents challenges. Some you overcome easily, others that make you stumble. These stumbles are like failures, but they don't keep you from reaching the summit. In fact, each one teaches you something new about the terrain or your own strength and resilience. Let's take it even further with a real-life example. Have you ever seen someone win an Olympic medal? The path to that podium is paved with countless hours of practice, numerous competitions, and quite likely many losses along the way. Each failure was not just another setback, but also another lesson learned improving technique, mental toughness, or strategy. When we face a failure, it often prompts us to reflect on what went wrong and how we can improve. This reflection is key because it allows us to grow in ways that wouldn't be possible without the experience of falling short. It's like when you're learning to ride a bike, those first few falls are crucial for figuring out balance and steering. Moreover, failures boost our problem-solving skills. They force us to think creatively about how we can achieve success differently next time. This adaptability is invaluable in any field or endeavor where the path isn't perfectly clear from the start. So, remember that every failure you encounter is a stepping stone toward greater achievements. It's important not just to embrace them, but also celebrate what they teach us. Each failure brings us closer to understanding ourselves better and becoming experts at navigating life's challenges. In conclusion, failures are integral to our growth journey. They provide valuable lessons, enhance our problem-solving abilities, and make eventual successes all the more rewarding. So next time you face a setback, don't see it as an end, but rather as another chapter in your ongoing story of learning and development. Today, we're going to dive into how you can turn those setbacks into stepping stones in your journey towards success. Picture this. You've been working hard on a project for weeks, but just when it seems like everything is falling into place, something unexpected happens and throws you off track. It's easy to feel discouraged or even defeated at that moment. But here's the key insight: every setback can be an opportunity if we know how to approach it. So let's start by understanding what a setback actually is. A setback isn't necessarily failure. Instead, think of it as a bump in the road that changes your direction temporarily. It's like when you're driving and suddenly, there's a detour. You might not end up where you expected, but maybe you discover something better along the way. Now, imagine if every time you encountered a setback, you viewed it as an opportunity for learning. This shift in perspective can transform how you handle challenges. For instance, instead of seeing a project delay as a disaster, see it as a chance to refine your planning process or gather more valuable insights before moving forward. Let's talk about strategies for turning setbacks into stepping stones. First, embrace the setback as an inevitable part of growth. It's like planting a garden. Not every seed will grow perfectly on its first try. Next, assess what went wrong and why. This isn't about placing blame, but understanding the mechanics behind your current situation. Then, use that knowledge to adjust your approach moving forward. Another important step is to seek feedback from others involved in your journey. Sometimes an outside perspective can offer unique insights or solutions you hadn't thought of before. Don't hesitate to reach out for help. Collaboration often leads to stronger outcomes than working alone. Lastly, celebrate the progress made through overcoming setbacks. It's important to acknowledge not just where you are, but how far you've come since the initial setback. This positive reinforcement can keep your motivation high and resilience strong. In conclusion, every setback offers an opportunity if we choose to view it as such. By embracing these challenges, learning from them, and adapting our strategies accordingly, we transform those setbacks into valuable stepping stones on our path towards success. Today, we're diving into the world of positive communication in interpersonal relations. Let's start by understanding why this is so important. When you communicate positively, it strengthens your relationships and makes interactions smoother and more enjoyable for everyone involved. First off, let's talk about using kind words. Instead of pointing out mistakes or criticizing someone directly, try to frame things positively. For example, instead of saying "you're late again," say "I'm glad you made it, but we really appreciate your punctuality." This helps the other person feel valued and respected. Another key aspect is active listening. When you listen attentively, people feel heard and understood. Make a point to not just hear what someone says, but understand their perspective fully. Show empathy by nodding or summarizing what they've said, like "so, you're feeling frustrated because." It helps build trust and deepens the connection. Now, let's move on to body language. Nonverbal cues can be powerful tools for positive communication. Maintain eye contact, smile genuinely, and mirror open postures. These small actions convey openness and friendliness. Remember, your body language should always align with what you're saying verbally for a cohesive message. Finally, expressing gratitude goes a long way in fostering positive interpersonal relationships. Regularly acknowledge the efforts of others, no matter how small they may seem to you. A simple thank you or praising someone's contribution can make them feel appreciated and valued, enhancing your bond with that person. In conclusion, positive communication is all about creating a supportive environment where everyone feels respected and heard. By using kind words, practicing active listening, paying attention to body language, and expressing gratitude, we can build stronger relationships and enjoy smoother interactions. Today, we're going to talk about attracting positive people and experiences into your life. Think of it like this: when you walk into a room full of strangers, do you feel comfortable or awkward? It probably depends on who's there and how they make you feel. Attracting positive energy is all about making sure those around you are the kind of people that lift you up and bring out your best self. Let's start by understanding why this matters. When we surround ourselves with high-energy, supportive individuals, it's like having a cheering squad in every area of our life. These folks can help us reach our goals faster and make tough times easier to handle. On the flip side, If you're surrounded by negativity or pessimism, it can be draining and hard to stay motivated. So, how do we attract these positive influences? First off, let's talk about mindset. You've got to believe that positivity is something worth having in your life. This means being intentional about seeking out good vibes instead of settling for whatever happens to come along. It's like choosing the sunny side over the shady side of the street. Next up, action steps. Start small by reaching out to people you admire or those who share similar values and interests. Join clubs, attend workshops, or volunteer in causes that matter to you. The more you put yourself out there, the better your chances are of meeting someone special who can become a positive force in your life. Another key aspect is maintaining an attitude of gratitude. When you focus on what's going well instead of dwelling on setbacks, it becomes easier to attract good things. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather tackling them with a positive outlook that sees potential solutions rather than just obstacles. Lastly, let's touch on personal growth. The more you learn and develop yourself, the more attractive you become to high-ticket connections and experiences. Think of it as upgrading your own software so that you can run better programs in life. This could be anything from taking a course to reading books or practicing mindfulness. To wrap up, attracting positive people and experiences is all about cultivating an environment where good things naturally flow into your life. By focusing on mindset, action steps, gratitude, and personal growth, you're setting yourself up for success. Remember, every step counts, no matter how small, so keep moving forward with positivity at the forefront of everything you do. That's it for today. Let's dive right into the topic of setting clear goals with optimism. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a new adventure, looking out over what could be an exciting journey ahead. The first step is defining your destination clearly. When you set a goal, make sure it's specific and measurable so you know exactly where you're headed. For instance, instead of saying I want to improve my fitness, say something like I will run a 5K race within the next 6 months. Now that we've got our clear vision in mind, let's talk about breaking down those big goals into smaller steps. This helps us tackle them bit by bit without feeling overwhelmed. It's like climbing a ladder. Each step brings you closer to the top. For example, if your goal is to learn Spanish fluently within 2 years, break it down into weekly lessons and daily practice sessions. Another key aspect of setting goals with optimism is believing in yourself and visualizing success. Positive thinking can be powerful. It's not just about dreaming, it's about seeing yourself achieving those dreams vividly. Imagine how you'll feel when you reach your goal. Let that excitement fuel your motivation to keep going, even on tough days. Remember, setting goals isn't a one-time thing. You need to regularly review and adjust them as needed. Maybe life changes, or perhaps you've made more progress than expected. It's okay to tweak your goals to fit where you are now. This flexibility keeps you aligned with what's most important to you at any given time. Lastly, celebrate the small victories along the way. Acknowledge each step forward and enjoy how far you've come. This positive reinforcement helps maintain motivation and optimism throughout your journey. In summary, setting clear goals with optimism involves defining them clearly, breaking them into manageable steps, believing in yourself, regularly reviewing progress, and celebrating achievements. It's a powerful combination that can help guide you towards success while keeping your spirits high and focused on the future ahead. So there you have it. Now go out there and make those dreams reality. All right, everyone, let's talk about maintaining focus on long-term objectives today. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day tasks and lose sight of what we're really working towards, right? So how do we stay focused on those big picture goals? Well, first thing is to clearly define your objectives. Write them down somewhere you can see every day, maybe on a post-it note or even a whiteboard in your office space. This way, whenever you feel like you're drifting off track, you can look up and remind yourself what you're working towards. Next, break those long-term goals into smaller milestones. For example, if your goal is to launch a new product line next year, start by identifying the key steps leading up to that launch date. Maybe it's researching the market this quarter or hiring additional team members in 6 months. By breaking down the big picture into manageable chunks, you make progress feel more achievable and stay motivated along the way. Another important tip is to regularly review your objectives. Don't just set them once and forget about them. Check in on their status every month or so. This helps ensure that any changes in your personal life or business environment don't throw off your plans. Plus, it gives you a chance to adjust if needed without losing sight of the ultimate goal. Lastly, stay flexible but focused. Remember that achieving long-term objectives isn't always a straight line. There might be detours and setbacks along the way. But as long as you keep your end goal in mind, you can navigate around obstacles while still moving forward towards success. So to sum up, define your goals clearly, break them into manageable steps, review regularly, stay flexible but focused on that big picture vision. By following these tips, you'll be better equipped to maintain focus and achieve those high-ticket objectives over time. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to change your mindset and transform your life. Over these past weeks, we've explored the foundational elements of positive thinking and how it can profoundly impact your personal growth. We began by understanding the basics and benefits of a positive attitude. Then, we dove into the power of mindset, learning about fixed versus growth mindsets and how to shift from negative thinking towards positivity. Next, we tackled how to overcome challenges with a positive outlook, turning obstacles into opportunities and managing stress and anxiety more effectively. Building on this resilience, we discussed strategies for cultivating an unshakable attitude and bouncing back from setbacks. We also looked at the science behind gratitude and happiness, discovering daily practices that can increase our sense of contentment. Another key aspect was embracing failure as a learning tool, recognizing why failures are important for growth and how to transform them into stepping stones towards success. Furthermore, we explored how positive thinking can enhance our relationships by improving communication and attracting positive people and experiences into our lives. Lastly, we focused on creating a vision for success by setting clear goals with optimism and maintaining focus on long-term objectives. Each lesson has been designed to equip you with practical tools that you can apply in your daily life. So as you move forward, remember these key takeaways. Start each day with gratitude, embrace challenges as opportunities, and maintain a growth mindset. Apply what you've learned and watch how it transforms every aspect of your life. Your journey towards personal transformation has just begun. I wish you all the best in achieving your goals and continuing to grow in this new mindset. If you feel inspired or have any questions, please don't hesitate to connect with me or leave a review about your experience in the course.